It looks like Paige wants, a little bit of the bubbly. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Paige appears to want the bubbly in the form of Chris Jericho, but will she get it? Because we've seen lately in wrestling, we're getting more intergender matches, or as I like to call it, just women beating up men that aren't allowed to defend themselves. We've seen it in WWE, we've seen it in AEW as well. TNA, in fairness to them, they kind of do have proper intergender matches, but the problem is, nobody watches TNA, so we do not care. We don't give a shit about what's happening in TNA. But in AEW and WWE, if we ever see any sort of like physicality between a man and a woman, it's always the woman simply just beating up the man, and the man essentially having his hands tied behind his back, not being able to do anything. Now, this is pretty interesting because it looks like Saraya could be the next woman to start competing against the men. She was in an interview ahead of her match at the upcoming match. She was talking about her matches. She was talking about her boyfriend, and with an interview with DJ Woo Kid. Now, I have no idea who DJ Woo Kid is, but again, that's not really relevant to the story. Saraya discussed matches between men and women, and her boyfriend, Ronnie Raddick, has expressed interest in watching her wrestle Chris Jericho. To me, that's a bit weird. I mean, as a man, why would you want your girlfriend to be, in a ring, half naked with another guy while he puts his hands all over her body? Like, I'm not saying I'd outright stop it, but it's a bit weird that you actually would request that. Seems a little bit simpish, if you ask me. But anyway, Paige had the following to say about the whole thing, quote, "It is, but I feel people are really sensitive in this world currently. It's really hard to do matches like that without someone being offended by it. I would love to do matches like that. It writes itself. Ronnie even wanted to become a part of it, a storyline, do something against Chris Jericho. He's such a good bad guy. He plays a very good bad guy, and people love to hate him. I feel Ronnie and Jericho would have a good storyline. I would love to wrestle one of the guys. If I have to beat up Chris Jericho, Jericho would be up for it. He doesn't care. He's a very selfless worker. He's a good guy. He'll wrestle anybody. If he has to let somebody win, he'll be like, absolutely. There is never an ego there. He just wants to help people. I'm like, let me beat you. Let me beat you up. I'm going to beat the shit out of you, and he'll be fine." End of quote. So that's Paige there giving her thoughts on a possible match with Chris Jericho. The things I took from her quote was she's mentioning the fact that she has to beat up Jericho, and she's mentioning the fact that Jericho doesn't mind losing and putting people over. Why? If they have this match, why does Paige need to be the one beating up Jericho, and why would Paige need to be the one winning? That makes zero sense. Chris Jericho, a legend, one of the GOATs, has to lose to Paige. To me, that's incredible. And yeah, Jericho is great. Jericho could probably get a half-decent match out of Paige. I'm not denying that. But why? It just doesn't make sense. It's non-believable. It's just not believable that Paige would even have a chance against Jericho. Never mind beat him up or win the damn match. So, and I get it, Jericho is selfless, but surely he has to draw the line somewhere. And he's lost a lot of matches lately in AEW. His stock has dropped massively, in my opinion, over the past couple of years due to the way he's been horribly booked in AEW. I think a loss to Paige could pretty much be not the final nail, but one of the final nails in his coffin. Look, I don't think intergender wrestling's a good idea. I really don't. And if you're going to do it, try and do it better. Don't just have the women beat up the men and have the men looking like absolute gimps just standing there being, abused. To me, that makes no sense. So I guess we'll see, guys. Will we get Paige versus Jericho? Looks like Ronnie Raddick, Paige's boyfriend, wants to be involved. For me, this just spells indie wrestling. WWE wouldn't do this, They might do it on throwaway segments, but you would never get a Mania. They're not going to have a Mania match. They're not going to have fucking Charlotte Flair versus Brock Lesnar. It just wouldn't happen. It's not believable, and I don't know if I don't really want to see Jericho versus Paige. Maybe I don't mind seeing Paige with another guy, but not in the ring, maybe in a different element. Who knows? I mean, that triple threat match she had against Xavier Woods and Maddox was pretty good, or was that a 2-on-1 handicap match? I'm not too sure. We need to ask Paige. Anyway, guys, that is it. I'll catch you later. Is she going to wrestle Jericho? Who knows? She's already, you know, she's familiar with having her hands on guys and guys having her hands on her. So who knows? Maybe we'll get this match in TNA. Or not TNA, sorry. AEW. How could I forget? Two companies that are absolutely horrible to watch. My bad. My bad, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Anyway, while we see it, let me know down below. I'll see you later. Till next time. Peace.